Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 96 of the Nexus Trolls, a podcast about Heroes of the Storm and part of the Trolls.gg entertainment network. Today, I am your host. I am Soken, and I am joined by my brothers in arms, GOONHOTS and Aurumis.
Yo, yo. What up?
How's it going, everybody?
How is everything going, you guys? How has your week been?
I'm all right, man. How are you doing? You sound a little tense right now, bro. What's going on?
No, I'm not tense. Well, I'm just hyped. I'm just hyped right now, dude.
You're like, hello.
Yeah.
Greetings.
Hello,
salutations.
everyone.
He's just trying to contain all the hype,
Yes,
and that's what's left.
I'm very hyped. We are less than 30 days away from Blizzcon, everyone.
Yeah. Less than 30 days remain for BlizzCon.
ETA, 30 days. Beep boop.
Mr. Destructoid.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yep.
I'm good, dude. Chilling. Working as usual. HGC, getting ready for the Crucible.
Yeah.
With no tomorrow. Playing Heroes of the Storm. Yeah. We'll get into all that stuff.
Yeah,
We'll get into
yeah.
all that stuff.
What about you, Armis? How's everything going? You still really busy with school and work and everything?
Yeah, actually, today I had my first 2 exams for this semester, first 2 major ones at least. We have a 3-day weekend coming up for Columbus Day. We're off Monday, apparently, which is hype.
Woohoo!
And I have no work because I took all my exams. So we are in for a very long weekend of HOTS. If anybody wants to play, I'll be here playing 90% of the weekend. So
Beautiful.
You ready to find salty Aurumis in your queues?
Oh, snipe him, everyone.
These two.
All right. So moving on real quick, let's talk about our Patreon before we get into the news. Patreon.com/TrollsGG. Trolls.gg is shared between the Nexus Trolls and all the Trolls.gg creators, content creators. And to join our Patreon, you can join in a multitude of ways. One of which is you can join, or the first of which is that you can join the Troll Army, just $1 a month, and earn access to our early access to our show notes and acquire priority for like after show games and any call-in episodes or anything that we end up doing there. At $10 a month, you reach the Chieftain status. You'll get all the previous rewards plus a special shout out at the end of the show. And then we just added a new exclusive Patreon tier called the War Chiefs. We're limited to 5 War Chiefs, and War Chiefs are $20 a month. You get access to all the previous rewards, and then any exclusive reward that we end up having. So in this case, we're working towards our next goal of a patron only gift card drawing. So we are currently at $118 a month. Once we hit the $125 per month goal, we will do that drawing and see who wins. Probably Super Dave, but you can always try. With that said, let's move into the news.
Someday, this will make a great story.
All right, first thing up on the news. The biggest thing that's just been spamming all the subreddits, because everyone, this is important to everyone for the most part, but Mike Morhaime, the president of Blizzard, has stepped down. So he is being replaced by Alan Adham, I guess.
No,
sorry.
J. Allen Brack.
Sorry, J. Allen Brack. That's what I meant.
World of Warcraft guy, right?
Weird thing. But yeah,
he's a WoW guy.
He was the producer on World of Warcraft, so that'll be really interesting change up. Kind of side note related. I know Mike Morhaime was specifically fond of StarCraft 2, so I'm I'm interested in the future to see how they change up how they treat StarCraft 2. In the future, or if it'll change, we'll see. But yeah, just an interesting thing I wanted to throw on the news. It is a very weird time, in my opinion, to do this type of thing.
Why is that?
Just seeing as BlizzCon normally, Mike Morhaime is normally the first speaker at BlizzCon. He opens the opening ceremony with a speech. So I'm a little sad. I hope that he still does the opening speech. Maybe he will this year. Who knows? But it could also be this guy. It could be the new guy. So, J. Allen
it could be
Brack.
just like a passing of the torch ceremony.
That could be kind of cool.
It's
Yeah,
gonna. This opening ceremony is definitely going to be emotional for a lot of Blizzard fans. One, Mike Morhaime, right? A lot of people. Me personally, like, I got my first look at him last year, and you know what he's about and stuff. It's like, okay, cool. He's been with the company. Okay, all right, cool. I was ignorant to that stuff, but also like, this is gonna be a BlizzCon that Total Biscuit's not gonna be at, right?
Dang. Lots
You
of
know what I
changes,
mean?
man. How that seemed like so long ago, but it was just like a couple
this
months
year.
ago.
Yeah,
Dang, I didn't even think about that.
they're gonna be with StarCraft. You know, it's gonna be pretty emotional, I think.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, the things are changing, man. I mean, you know, I've been into Blizzard games pretty much since StarCraft. StarCraft was my very first Blizzard game, and then I got into Diablo, etc. But Mike Morhaime was directly involved in the creation of StarCraft. You know, he is almost not he's not solely responsible, but he is directly responsible for how I personally grew up, and I know a lot of people feel the same, like 100%. But it's just kind of crazy, man. This is like, you know, I'm the oldest here, right? I'm 30. I'm turning 31 on Sunday, and
Happy birthday!
thank you.
Going to
Happy
be.
birthday to Soken. I cannot wait for our birthday Team League adventures.
Yes, we will get into that. We will discuss that. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, I'm turning 31, and just there's so many things in the past, you know, couple years, really just couple years, that have been just insane changes from my that you know, contradict my childhood or whatever. Like, anyway,
Yeah.
that's like kind of off subject, but
Do you think there's any implications towards Heroes of the Storm for this change? Like Mike Morhaime leaving, they're bringing in this new guy. Do we think the Activision overlords want some things to change? Do we think this is going to affect Heroes of the Storm in any way?
what do you think, Armis? What are your thoughts?
Yeah,
here?
I mean, you have to also realize they changed the executive team a little bit too, right? Like, joining his executive team, they added Ray Gresco, and then they added one of the co-founders to the executive team, Alan Adham. So given the fact that they're like and they're a lot of Warcraft focused players, so maybe we see a little bit more of that coming into HOTS, like a little bit more Warcraft, maybe a little bit more like lore related to kind of like how they did Alterac Pass and things like that. I don't know, and I mean, it really just depends on where Alan Brack would like to take it. Honestly, like, I'm excited. I hope he honestly has some announcements for each game at BlizzCon of like kind of like where he sees everything being like at the next BlizzCon. Like, what are his goals? Like, that's kind of what I'm curious about. Like, where does he want to see things, or where does Activision want to see things? You know,
that would be great. That's actually the perfect way to introduce him. Is be like, hey, I'm Mike Morhaime. I'm handing off the torch. Here you go, Alan, and I don't know how do you say it? It's J. Allen Brack. So it's like, do I say Alan? Do I say Brack? Mr.
Yeah,
Brack?
yeah.
What the hell do I say? I don't know. But anyway, Mr. J, Mr. Allen, Mr. Brack, whatever you want to be called. What are your visions for each game? And then he tells each, like, what he sees the timeline for each game in the coming year. I think that is like the perfect, most transparent way to come in as the president or CEO or whatever it is, the lead guy of Blizzard. That would be pretty sick. That's a good call on there, right there, Armis. So,
yeah, I'm pumped.
It will be interesting. So we will see, and if we find out more about that, we will definitely let you guys know what we hear. But as of right now, I'm not fully sure what's going on with the opening ceremony, but I'm sure we'll find out more as we go forward.
Diablo off.
Yeah. All right, next is HOTS is the #6 most watched esport on YouTube and Twitch. So
Kind of.
What do you mean, kind of?
So, related to the post, disclaimer, HOTS is #6, but Fortnite is not included in the post currently. Which we would assume would be #1 above League. So you can kind of count HOTS as being number 7, but without counting Fortnite, HOTS is number 6.
Yeah, and I think it's fine. I mean, the whole point is, I mean, these are okay. So let's say we put Fortnite ahead. Okay, fine. This is the disparity I want everyone to hear, right? This is something I want you guys to know. League of Legends, number 1, obviously, biggest esport in the world, hands down, no question. 240 million hours watched. 240 million so far in 2018. You go down to HOTS, you're at 19.5 million.
I mean, second place is CSGO with 212, Dota at third with 180 million, and then fourth place Overwatch 96 million. Like, just a huge cut, just boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, just keep. Now, this is something I want to bring some optimism to this picture right now, because I feel like a lot of people, they've always been poo-pooing on HOTS a little bit, saying, "Oh,
Rainbow Six is 14.5 million."
saying, you know, the community's so small. How is it ever going to grow? Blah blah blah. We have we're number 6 out of these people. Being number 6 is not bad. You know what I'm saying? 19.5 million is still a ton, and it will look. We need to be real. HOTS is never going to be 240 million. It's possible. It's always possible, but realistically speaking, probably not. And you know what? I mean, that's completely fine. That's something we need to accept and that we'd be okay with. HOTS is in a great place right now.
Yeah.
Both in on the esports side. I mean, the esports side could use a little bit of help in terms of like some things, but just like numbers wise, it's a very healthy has a lot of healthy numbers. And then the player base, as much as sometimes it seems like the player base is low or whatever, it's still decently popular. You can go and get a quick match game like that.
I mean, and to think that PUBG was the like most watched game on Twitch at one point, or like was it one of the top games, to have that low of a number.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, also think about it though. Like HGC has been going all year. These PUBG tournaments are starting. Fortnite tournaments are starting. You know, for the first time, they're kind of starting to dab. I'm curious to see where this goes.
And PUBG.
Will anything? For me, it's like, well, like none of these games are close to League, CS:GO, and Dota. Like, maybe that's gonna be your baseball, your football, and your basketball of esports, and then you have like everything else is like, oh, you know, I watch a pool or
all
World
of your
Series
games are just
World
hockey.
Series of hockey, World Series of poker.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
What's fascinating to me is, in that list, Blizzard has the 4 to 7 spots, right? It's Overwatch, Hearthstone, HOTS, StarCraft.
Yeah.
So Blizzard is consistently the middle child. But if you add up the hours of all of the Blizzard games esports watched, it still doesn't add up to Dota 2 in third.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the third place game of Dota is more popular than all of the Blizzard games combined, by a little bit.
It's about the same. It's close.
By about 4 million hours off.
Yeah, but okay, yeah. When you put it that way, okay. Like I saw the number 4 and I was like, it's close. But then you're like 4 million, and I was like, oh my god, you're right.
How much? But then, like, you think about it, there's a lot of money that Blizzard is putting in the esports, and
this is just the beginning.
But what's the return on investment?
Well, I think that's a good stat line to start with, honestly. Like, yeah, they don't add up to third, but the fact that that Blizzard seats those 4 middle spots on any stream of a Blizzard game, you're going to be introduced to things like HOTS. Like, all the time watching HGC, I see like bits of Overwatch, bits of StarCraft. When you watch any other stream, like there's always little Blizzard tie-ins on the commercials. So I think knowing that they hold all of these spots and that everything's pretty popular, honestly. Like, we have a bunch of top 10 games that it'll start to introduce people to HOTS and more Blizzard games overall. You'll start to see, I think, a lot of those rise in the charts faster than the others, which is good.
Yes.
Looking on the bright side.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's always potential for HOTS to still grow. Hearthstone is 43 million. I would like to see HOTS get close to Hearthstone. I feel like that is an achievable goal. Like, if you're the head of HGC and you're like, how can we, or like what should our goal be? Your goal, you should not be looking at League of Legends and saying we should try to aim for that. You should be looking at Hearthstone and saying, what are simple things that we can do to basically double the viewers that watch HOTS? That's what I think I would look at personally.
Yeah.
We also know that they were, at least I remember seeing a lot of open positions for HGC recently, where there was a lot of hiring going on recently for HGC. So the fruits of that labor right there aren't going to be seen this year. They're going to be seen later.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that the Blizzard's in this weird situation where, okay, Riot is at the top with League of Legends and $240 million. They're getting the entire pie. Riot says, I'm getting this pie. League of Legends is saying, I'm getting this pie. You look at Blizzard and Heroes of the Storm. Well, Blizzard, you've got Overwatch, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, and StarCraft 2 kind of competing for pieces of the same pie from Daddy, which is Blizzard, from Mom, which is Blizzard.
Yeah.
But like, how many of those hours that you're watching, that how many of those hours are translating, that are like in HOTS? How many people are watching Overwatch as well, or Hearthstone? Like, how much crossover is there? Yeah, like, are they just seeing also the same people over and over again?
Yeah, and like you also have to think of like events coming up. Like for one, the League of Legends Worlds just started, so those hours are going to skyrocket. Like everything is on League right now. Like I want to see these stats in a month before BlizzCon, or kind of like after BlizzCon, because League of Legends finals end at BlizzCon. Yeah, League of Legends finals end at BlizzCon, and BlizzCon itself is going to bring insane amount of hours to all of those Blizzard games.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't be surprised if you see maybe WoW pop up as like a top 10 or top 11 after BlizzCon.
Esport?
Maybe. Depending, I mean, if you think about it, like during BlizzCon at least, WoW is one of the top streams on Twitch. Like during that major event, it has been in previous years. Okay. I don't know if it's going to account for. I don't know where it sits now, like relative to Call of Duty's 9.5 million, like how much below.
Yeah.
But you have maybe 100,000 people watching live and on YouTube. You know, each of them spend an hour. Like
potentially,
you're going to build numbers. You'll build numbers quick. So
one thing that we note here in the Twitter thread itself is the guy says that YouTube's total esports numbers are tiny in comparison to like Twitch or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to YouTube to watch? You go to YouTube to watch music videos and Vine compilations and.
Well, also I want to ask a question that's not really answered here, which is like, if I go, because I used to use this website called SC2vods.com. And what it was actually, I think they're still there, or maybe it's
people that use Master Master League for replays too for HOTS.
Yeah, well, no, but so this is what I'm saying is like SE2 VODs has a list of esports VODs to like all the ESL stuff and everything in the past. If I go and I watch something from 2016, is that counted towards this number, or does it have to be 2018?
Well, I mean, it says in 2018. That's what the tweet says.
I'm assuming it's just esports in general watched this year. Like I don't think it's.
I'm just throwing it out there.
If you watch old videos, yeah, I don't know. I think good question.
Yeah, I think it's not as tiny as people as these guys are making it seem. I think that if you really had some detailed statistics, you could get a little more information from this. Actually, do more like number crunching and whatnot.
Yeah, I wonder how they get all this information. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Is like, where are they getting it from? Is it just handed to them like this? Are they literally posting just like numbers or what?
I don't know. We still don't know what the player base for HOTS is. So I mean,
yeah, and reading down on the comments from the thread that a bunch of like YouTube VODs aren't counting, because the guy responded, said, I have a feeling that does not include the YouTube VOD numbers. This is the live numbers being so far. So,
gotcha. The YouTube streaming service, not the YouTube video service. Okay, so what I said was correct. It is not being counted, which I think is a problem. I used to watch a lot of SC2 VODs on YouTube that were posted by ESL.
There's a lot of high schoolers.
A lot of people don't have time to watch it live. I'm at work during the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I miss stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a little monka to me, but you know, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Well, then again, like your live audience is where a lot of your money comes from. Especially like if you think of actual sporting events, like you don't make money off of the baseball game the next day. You make it during the baseball game typically.
Yeah, good point there too.
True. Yeah.
I mean, looking at it as trying to view it as a spectator sport, like where we're trying to push it.
But what about like Europeans, right? That like can't stay up. So then they just aren't fans or what?
Look at the NFL. NFL's super popular in Europe. That's why they have games there.
Oh, shut up! No, it's not. You're just trying to argue with me.
Yo, no.
Is it really?
No, the NFL is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I was talking to Agrissa. I was talking to Agrissa, and he lives in Austria. He was like, "I'm watching the Cowboys right now." Like, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's why they do like NFL games, and that's why they do a bunch of like American sports games like over abroad. Like why they have NBA teams go to China, and why they have football teams go to Europe.
Well, yeah, but that's like one game a year. That's like one game a year. That's in like England, basically.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of like a treat for them. It's also hard to fly the players out with training schedules because like that's a lot of weight on your shoulders. You know?
It actually does suck for them.
Yeah, so
it's
probably not going to be a regular thing, but it's supposed to be super popular out there. So I mean, they can always watch, and like a lot of things like esports, because they're worldwide, they try to find like good time intervals. Think about HGC, right? We have like Europe in the morning, and then America's right after to try to fit everybody in.
I get it. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I think it's slightly unfair in terms of esports, right? Electronic sports, where you can put the time anywhere. But in this case, because we're Blizzard and we're based out of North America, and I'm lucky enough that I live actually decently close to Blizzard, and you guys are lucky enough that you live in the same country as where Blizzard is, so you're off by at most 3 hours, right? Like.
Yeah.
USA.
America. Like for us, we're lucky, but I think that's kind of disingenuous to say YouTube numbers don't count. I really do. I don't think it's fair. But
yeah,
I think YouTube numbers should count, but they're not counting here. You know, like the VODs. Right?
I want to see that. This is bogus. HOTS is at the top. We all know it. We're just not getting the stats. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you know, I will say that Aurumis says you're making money with the live sporting event. Well, how are you making money with the live sporting event or watching Heroes of the Storm live instead of going into the game, playing the game, and spending money on skins and shit? You know, right? Like, how are you spending money on HGC on Heroes of the Storm that will translate bits? A lot of people got the bits that they wanted. They got the cheers that they wanted. They got the emotes that they wanted, and that's that. They got the rewards that they wanted, and that's that. I mean, I don't think we're going to reach any more of the community rewards for anything like in Heroes of Storm. I think they're too steep, first of all. But yeah, I don't know. You buy it once and you got what you want. Why buy it again? You can watch the games for free. You can spam your emotes in the chat, and that's it.
This is the biggest thing, is that I feel like they weren't as transparent as they should be about what's coming up, right? You should give people that, whatever that carrot is, way ahead of time. Don't give them that carrot when it's too late. A lot of people are already done cheering. Like for myself, right? I'm already I did this like whole campaign right before the Western Clash where I was like, I'm gonna buy $300 worth of bits, and I'm gonna support the hell out of these teams. And whatever team makes the plays, I'm going to donate. If you look back on all my Twitter, all the images, you'll see pictures. Yeah. I posted all my images of all the bits I used. $300 worth of bits I used, and
baller.
And now why would I do it again? Now they're doing this cool stuff like oh no, that's not good. Anyway, now they're doing all this cool stuff like if you donate 1,000 bits, everyone in chat gets a loot chest. Or whatever.
My Discord crashed there for a second. Sorry.
That's okay.
You're all good.
So now everyone gets a loot chest in chat if you donate 1,000 bits. It's like, dude, where was that when I was donating thousands of bits? You know, like I would like to see more transparency for future stuff. What's coming down the pipeline? You could think of all that stuff ahead of time. You don't have to say, oh, it's going to be this mount, but you could say a mount, or like, you know. So you could give more transparency, not necessarily like full transparency.
Well, I think the HGC team and like in conjunction with the HOTS dev team is so small that it's just like it takes them ages to try to put something, you know, out there to incentivize people to spend money, because it's going to take them forever to put it in the game.
That's a good point.
And there's not enough
Yeah.
people probably to like be working on mounts, to be coming up with a cheer system, to be like, hey, I need Rodney to send me the images for all the HGC teams, all the NA teams. Rodney's on vacation until Monday. Does anybody else have it? No, there's only 3 of us here. Sorry, it's on his computer. You know, like that is kind of like this. That's kind of this. What I'm like. That's kind of the stuff I feel is happening.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you on that. Like, it took us forever to get the mid-season brawl mount, and even then, it doesn't even look that good, to be honest.
Yo, and I mean, and Fnatic never got a mount.
Poor Fnatic, man. That's
right.
Freaking, that's a robbery right there.
They never got a damn mount. They got maybe Junkrat's dancing winning animation, and maybe that's Quacknick's cheering. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that was cool. I have to say that was like a nice touch, but
yeah, but what about the other guys?
If that's all they get,
there's 4 of the people on that team.
Yeah, I feel bad. I mean, look at the Cloud9 mount from back in the day, and look at the Gen G mount. I mean, the detail in those mounts is drastically different, and that's somewhat unfair to Fnatic to not have a mount. Hopefully, they'll go back and correct that. I'm also not updating.
And there's also some super high goals that you have to reach in order to get the HGC logo as like a banner or a mount or something. It's like, come on, you should be promoting this at the cheapest level possible. You want more people. You
want people using those sprays and skin.
You want people to be using HGC, like the brand, for everything. Like as many people in the game running around with that shit as possible to promote HGC to the community. Like it costs me less to get No Tomorrow sprays and banners than to get HGC stuff. I don't know.
There's some problems. Look. We just went off on this tangent. We all love HOTS.
We love it. Yeah, well, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you because I love you, buddy.
We're just passionate. We like from me and Goon's perspective, like this is like almost our job. Like we make try to make a living off it. Like we really want the game to improve. Like everything we say is like with a burning passion of love toward the game because we want to see it. Like I want
try to make a living
raising in those numbers.
Try to make a living. One day one day yeah, sure, maybe
one day. I mean, that's the goal. Like, if everything was peaches and roses, like that would be what we're doing. So
I think this year, I think next year is my. I don't want to say final. I don't want to say like final cut or anything like that. Like it's like it will be my lasting impression on HGC as to whether this is going to go anywhere. Like they've had 2 years now of this actual HGC league. They've done really well with it. Some problems with it. I feel like if they refine their process, they actually do some things that benefit the players, benefit the teams, and then obviously benefit the coaches and all the supporting staff, as well as help the people that want to support, like me, right? I'm always looking for ways to support. Give me better ways to support. If you refine those processes, you're gonna do. I can see really good improvement from the future from that. But if you don't do that next year, you're gonna lose a lot of esports people.
We can really get into it. There's a bro.
I know.
There's stuff that I want to talk about. There's stuff that I want to bring up and fix and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I don't know if this is maybe this could be the show at some point for it, but not today.
Podcast marathon day for
maybe.
It, I could literally talk for hours.
I'll tell you what. Maybe we'll have a fireside chat or something like that once the Crucible's over.
Yeah. All right. So everyone listening, everyone listening live in Twitch, potentially on your podcast websites, if you are interested in putting more esports content in the Nexus Trolls, hit us up on Discord. Hit us up on any medium, Twitter, whatever. Let us know. We can start integrating more HGC stuff. We do have a coach with us. After all, that's pretty cool. So
we got two. We got two coaches.
Technically two coaches. I didn't want to say. I'm not sure what I can or can't say. Aurumis. So
I mean, he's an open division coach. I mean,
yeah, I'm coaching an open team. Coach individuals.
That's out there now.
You're a coach, but no one ever said open division coach. So I didn't want to say it. I don't want to be the first one to say it. If you're willing to say it, that's great.
Yeah, all right. No, I mean, always looking.
All right, moving on from this, we're gonna. Ooh, what the hell? Sorry, my cat went a little nuts. Up next is the BlizzCon schedule. We're just gonna quickly talk about that. Wanted to mention it because the schedule was just released and shows that there are 3 HOTS panels, which is pretty sick. That's a good amount. I think there was that amount last year as well, if I remember correctly.
I think all the games get like 3 panels or some shit.
Unfortunately, not really. Diablo kind of got gypped last year.
Well, Diablo didn't really have anything either that they were really working on. Or
I'm just saying,
StarCraft,
nothing's guaranteed.
StarCraft.
Nothing's guaranteed.
Okay, all right, fine.
That's all I'm saying. Nothing is guaranteed, and this year we got 3 HOTS panels, which is great. That means
and the first panel is going to be Diablo. What's next? First off, we're gonna go ahead and talk about that. I'm excited. Hopefully, it's Diablo 4. If not, it better be some sick revamp of the entire game, Titan Quest style, old school D2. Give me a druid. Give me an Amazon. Give me something, man.
It's just a Diablo rework in HOTS. Stop getting debated.
It's another Diablo rework in HOTS. A bunch of Diablo heroes because Diablo 4 is coming out. We're releasing this event. It's called the It's called the Greater Rift. You have to run 80 AI games and 20
AI games.
They release a bunch of new.
All
right.
That'd be such a cool. That'd be such a honestly that you said that. That'd be such a cool idea for a brawl, having like a Greater Rift.
Oh my god, like a PV, like more PVE brawls. I think we all like the PVE brawls, right?
Yeah, kind of like the Braxis Escape.
Yeah.
One, except you could do like a Greater Rift, like run it through that way, and put like Diablo minions as like the spawn minions there. Ooh. All right.
Yeah. Anyways,
sorry for the tangent. That's all. I got excited.
Yes, I know my order is wrong. All right, I know my order is wrong, and then I also messed up with the highlights, but now they're fixed. All right, we're gonna go.
All right.
Yeah. So the first panel is Friday. So the Friday the starting day, Friday November 2nd at 4:30 p.m. on the Mythic stage is What's Next. Then on Saturday November 3rd at 10 a.m. So that's pretty early. At the Mythic stage is Deep Dive, and then Saturday, November 3rd, later in the day, 2:45. Epic stage is the Art Bringing Heroes to Life panel. So there's a lot of good content here that you guys.
I'm definitely going to be breaking away from more than likely breaking away from the HGC stuff to kind of see what's going on. I didn't get to go to these panels last year. I just watched them after the fact using the virtual ticket. But I do want to go. I do want to go and potentially ask some questions and things like that. For what's next, what is the one thing that you guys would like for HOTS to add, like to announce or whatever for what's coming next?
Aurumis, you go first.
I was gonna say I know a lot of people are asking
one thing
for role reworks. They're asking for that, so we know that that's probably gonna be there.
Literally, yeah. Other than just like reworks. Similar to the ones where like of how they took Kerrigan and Brightwing, with like very diverse and interesting talents that actually feel impactful. That's like the biggest thing I want. Beyond that, I'd honestly like to see some changes to like the laning phases or minions and towers again, or like even camps.
Really?
Like either adding more camps or different
part of
types.
The update last year, bro. Where? Come on, why already?
I feel like now that it's been a year, the way the meta's evolving, I feel like the macro game starts to get very stale. Like once people figure out all of the basic information, and like if you notice over the past year, like kill counts in HGC games have steadily like gone down, right? People are just getting used to this macro phase. And I want to see them switch it up, confuse people again. Like I feel like the best part about HOTS is that it's a brawler, right? You're constantly fighting, you're always doing things. Yeah. Hey, I like seeing it. Like the macro play is super intense and super creative sometimes, and it's awesome.
Hey, Schizo brings up a point. We're also
like
in a double support. We're in a double support meta right now, dude. There's plenty of fighting going on. No one's dying.
Yeah, no one's dying. You just macro and stand in lanes with your double support.
I mean, this was the year of the support, right? So you're gonna get more powerful supports. Another thing to keep in mind is Well, actually, that doesn't make much sense. But well, actually, it does.
Arms is insane. I don't know.
In the older patches, they removed the tank armor, right? The default armor that used to be on heroes. So they kind of opened it up for more healing. So you're getting these massive heals now, bigger heals, percentage heals, which I kind of like more. I think everyone would agree in that sense that being able to see the numbers is always going to be better. So that's a good thing. And
tracers.
And yeah, so I agree with you, Goon, that I don't necessarily. I'm okay with the macro game being figured out. I'm okay with that because then you can start strategizing around that. But the one thing I would want to see is literally what I want is unreasonable. Like what I want is not what everyone else wants. Like I literally want.
Oh, I know what you want. I know what you want.
What?
Go.
No,
I know what you want. Go ahead.
But anyway, so. Well, the one thing I want them to say, what's next? I want them to say, literally, we are not going to create any more new heroes for 6 months.
Whoa, wait. Whoa, I was not expecting that.
I want them to go, 0 new heroes. We are literally reworking heroes, reworking maps, and reworking and balancing, like, you know, doing their balancing. Like, I literally, and then obviously with that comes, maybe they could switch off their new hero stuff, move that over to ranked design, ranked play design. And changes.
That's I like it. That's never gonna fucking happen, bro.
Why did I just say that mine is unreasonable? Because no one that likes the game sees it like me in that sense. Like I am willing to give up all new content. I don't want new content.
To have that. It's just the game would die. There's no reason to keep coming back to play the game. Well, I mean there is reason, but the casuals would be like. That I'm throwing that shade out there. I don't care.
No, it's
the
true.
casuals
it's 100% true.
Would be like, oh man, they didn't make. I don't know. Winston,
I want the other hell screen.
I want Sombra, and it's just like you guys literally. You guys always cry about hypermobility, invisible shit. People that can silence you because Sombra silences you. That's what she does. It's another Valera with tracer abilities that. Ugh.
I know. Okay, so yeah, my point is, look, I'm talking more to the hardcore fan base. I'm talking my comments are directed towards the people that are hardcore about the game, don't plan on leaving the game, don't care about new heroes, literally want to see, like, you can't have both, right? Let me put it that way. You can't have your cake and eat it too in this game with this small dev team, all right? You're either going to get new heroes and maybe some map changes and maybe some balance changes every once in a while, or you're going to replace that new heroes part and you're going to put other things in its place. For me, I want to take that heroes part out. I want to put ranked changes. Focus on ranked. 100%, 6 months. Looking at ranked changes. Ranked changes don't come easily. You don't just get to say things are going to happen and then, oh, we're good now, or I can verify this immediately. No, that's not how it works. You put it into effect, you wait X amount of months, and you check again. So I want to see that 100% focus. I want to see you watching the ranked statistics. I want to see you promoting the ranked system. I want to see... I wouldn't mind a deletion of the quick match system or like unranked or something to force people to play ranked. I want to see people playing ranked. I want to see you work out all the kinks. And then from there, we can go on to other things and make the game all fresh and new and stuff. But
we got Soken the Dictator. I like it. I like it.
That's what I would do.
Ideally, that's what, you know, like that would be cool and everybody would chill with it. We all do our due diligence and provide as much information as possible for Blizzard to do that, but
I understand that it's not feasible. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, maybe we can figure out some other kind of compromise there, but that would be my ideal heavenly scenario for that.
Schizo says, so what happened? What about the people's job? So what about the people's job is that they only know how to do things like animations and kit design? Do they just become stat nerds now? The people making the comics start working on ranked balance changes.
I mean,
no,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
There's still artwork, like they're still conceptualizing new things. There's still skins that are going to be released. All of those events, right? Like those artwork people. There's so much stuff. Like, look at the event right now. We were talking about it last week. The artwork is beautiful for this event.
Yeah.
Like, make there more events. Like it.
Or
that stuff. Yeah, like more events. Have the our artwork team like take creativity for those.
What's the league champion rotation or champion schedule like for new champion release?
I actually don't know.
It's got to be like months before.
It's a long time for sure. It's not quick by any means.
Anyways,
I have a friend that interviewed for Riot, and yeah, they talked about that a little bit. It's not quick. It's not like every month you get a teaser like we do, right? It's not like that.
I see.
Yeah.
For me, what I would like to see for what's next is maybe have performance-based matchmaking maybe come back for certain tiers, especially... I'm only saying this now because, like, we'll get into this a little bit... We'll go into more detail later, but, I mean, just to kind of give some context now, I'm gold in Team League, and I placed gold in Team League, and I've just been playing with Akaface from No Tomorrow. We've just been duo queuing, and, like, we're just destroying everybody. We haven't dropped the game, like, forever, and like I'm only getting one PRA, one personal rank adjustment positive, and I'm just like, we're ruining games right now. Essentially, is what it is. Like we're just doing stuff.
Well, that's the whole point. Was that it was supposed to skyrocket you to where you need to be. If you were that much better, and your stats really showed it, it was supposed to give you that boost. So you and Aka would be going from gold to master in basically half the amount of games per the statistics they gave at BlizzCon.
I feel so bad for so many low league players right now that play Team League. I queued up with GOON randomly the other day, and we queued up on the same team as like Kyle K.
Oh, we had Kyle K.
It was like Kyle K, me,
GM player, a GM
like,
Hero League player.
It was essentially a GM player, GOON, and myself, and we are all like, Kyle K was like silver, GOON was like gold, and I was like flat at the time. And we queued against a bunch of other players and stopped them. Like, it couldn't have been fun. It was probably the worst experience for the other team. Like, they just got super unlucky and literally queued into probably the 3 highest ranking Hero League players queued up at the same time for a team league.
Oh my god!
All on the same team, and like it didn't split one of us up on the other team. And I'm like, I think Blizzard needs to maybe patch something soon and say if your MMR is drastically different from Hero League and Team League, it'll try and like average the two out at least, like put you a little bit farther up in Team League for people who are like touching it for the first time in ages and are like, I'm GM number 1 and bronze 4 in Team League.
Okay, real quick, before we continue down this line of thought, let's go back.
Oh yeah. So what I want to have added in the game.
Let's finish this up real quick because our next subject is basically related to this. So I wanted to.
All right, I want to tell you what I want to have in the game.
Go.
I want to hear it.
I want them to add like an in-client like bracket system thing, like the way StarCraft 2 has like the little that little tournament, this little like in-game tournaments and like
automated tournaments.
The automated tournaments, yeah. You queue up, you play against some people, you climb up, and at the end you get like a little prize, like a little spray or whatever. I would like to see something like that happen in this game specifically for like Team League or something, or challenges or more challenges surrounding the ranked game mode. Hey, win X amount of games in a row, win so many games and you get this, just kind of incentivize people to play the ranked and actually try to win. I mean, I hope everyone's trying to win, but it doesn't seem that way a lot of times.
No, it does not sometimes. I agree. No, tournaments, like, look, that's something that this game has been missing, and StarCraft has had this since basically the Legacy of the Void release about 2 years ago. StarCraft has had automated tournaments that run every hour.
Every hour, yep.
Every freaking hour. At least it'll tell you the time there, right? That when the next tournament is in this amount of time. Okay, hey guys, team, let's go queue some unranked while we wait for this tournament, right? It's like fine. So why don't we have that yet? I mean, I'm not saying it's an easy port in this case. It's a little more difficult, but I definitely think that there's room for that type of thing that's relatively easily implementable, and that's a good thing I can see as well. So yeah, good point there. All right,
that's it.
So with that said, we are moving into trolling the Nexus.
We're gonna have a good time.
All right. So the main thing we're going to talk about today in Troll and Nexus, the one thing we're going to focus on is the statistic that Team League has surpassed Hero League in popularity according to HOTS logs. I put all the links in the show notes for everything we've talked about, by the way, is in the show notes. There's a lot of good juicy information here. So the one thing that they are looking at when they made this claim is that they looked at just the numbers of replays in the last 4 days, and that was on October 1st, so the last 4 days before October 1st. And Team League was above Hero League, which I'm sure that was not the case before. So now that you can solo queue, we can see that the actual numbers are skyrocketing for Team League. And there's a lot of other things to infer that we can actually look at. Aurumis, do you wanna tell us some of the interesting stuff that we found in these comments?
There's a lot. I mean, to begin, we noticed off the bat that Quick Match is the most popular game, which is weird, but kind of expected, right? We kind of figured that we were going to have Quick Match be super popular, but I didn't know it was by this much. It's a staggering amount. Where's the actual stats? There they are.
Yep.
It's loading up. Yeah,
69,000.
60,000.
70,000 basically.
Yeah, 70,000 for Hero or for Quick Match, and a significant amount less, like 10,000 for Hero League and Team League. For Hero League, 14,000. Team League's now at 17. The biggest thing, and this is in some of the comments, is that a lot of casuals probably won't be uploading their Quick Match games, so you can expect that number to actually be higher than shown. If you added up Hero League, Team League, Unranked Draft, Brawl, and Customs, it still won't reach the number of Quick Match games played. And the Quick Match games played, like we said, probably aren't even... It's probably a lowball number, right? Because of games not uploaded. Unranked Draft is wildly unpopular, which I find kind of sad. Because you would hope that Unranked Draft, kind of the step up from Quick Match, the step below competitive, would see the most play for like those Quick Match players trying to transition. But that's not the case. There's like zero interest in it. We play more Brawl than we do Unranked Draft. And again, how many Brawl games are actually being uploaded? I don't think I've ever tried to upload a Brawl game.
I haven't uploaded one either. That's actually, I didn't even know you could do that, but okay.
Yeah, well, if you have the uploader, the uploader on their website, it'll automatically put any game you have in. Like if it's
just any
like
replay,
a custom
right?
game, it'll just put any replay in. Yeah, I mean only the people who have the uploader.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just kind of like the three of us, we're very like competitive oriented players, right? Maybe we should bring on a casual at some point. Casual person. But for every post there is about Hero League and like how to fix matchmaking or how to make it more competitive and things like that, there's like 4 around why the Quick Match matchmaker doesn't give me a tank or a healer, and the other team has like 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like people, I guess, don't really care. They don't care. The majority of the people just don't care about that. Which okay, that's fine, but I don't know. It makes me a little sad.
I had a conversation with a student the other day about this too, and he was like, "I want to get better, and I don't understand like why a bunch of players are coming from Quick Match and just don't want to do the same thing because they don't have that same mindset." And it kind of made me think, and I'm like, hey, maybe it's the fact that when you play Quick Match, you feel like you're better at the game than you really are, right? If you're playing Quick Match and you queue up with a Li Ming into a bunch of nothingness and just raffle stomp the game as a silver, you feel super powerful. Even though in an unranked game or ranked game, that probably happens maybe 1 out of every 100 games, unless you're super skilled. But for a Quick Match player, that'll happen most of the time. Like, you can guarantee one of those games a day, and that might be that feel good for a lot of people. So they're like, why play unranked draft if I'm only playing casually when I can stomp people in Quick Match and laugh about it and be like, hey, this is awesome. It's literally like their let's hand everybody a trophy mode, I guess you'd say. Like, feel good for playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy to... I think the biggest thing is, look, just in MOBAs in general, it's a lot easier to blame your teammates, right? And then when you're in Quick Match, that's another abstraction of, well, we got countered. The quick match thingy countered us, and like there's no recourse from that. So you can just, oh, I didn't play bad. It was they got a Diablo, and that means we lost. It's like I'm not so sure that's the case. It's a lot easier.
That's so true. That's so true.
I mean, like
draft countered, Nazebo dies 18 times to the last second.
Yeah, I mean, look, it does obviously. That's the price you pay for quick match auto, matching like that. You're gonna get some form of counters in there on both sides. And how do you, as the smart person you are, take advantage of your strengths versus their strengths? How do you minimize your weakness versus maximizing their weakness? Things like that are things people don't think of in a quick match game. Even that alone will make you a better player. Like, you don't even need to do draft. You could do quick match if you really, really wanted to focus on quick match. But then you need to start thinking. You can't just be going, oh, they got a Diablo. That means we lost because that's a direct counter. It's like I know a lot of people that do that, including my more casual friends. They for sure do that. And every single time I go, this was winnable. This, and why is this was winnable? And you know it. So don't tell me that we got countered. You know what I mean? Like,
Schizo in chat, it's like, I don't know, man. I played an all AA comp today into 3 blinds, Lamau, and it's just like, okay, yeah, they got 3 blinds. You can play. You can play around anything. You can play around CC. You can play around blinds. You can play around. There's 3 lanes on the map. If you guys are brawling the whole time, okay, maybe it's tough. If you guys are running it down mid, okay, maybe
go split push a little bit.
I had a Maiev solo frontline game in Hero League, and won with a 5-level lead. Wasn't a remotely close game, not in the slightest.
Yeah.
Like, every game is winnable. We had at the start of the draft with like Abathur, Maiev as your front line. My team was like, "This is a waste. You're trolling," and the Maiev was like, "Just trust me. Like, we'll get there," and we stomped them. Like, didn't lose an objective. It wasn't close. It was a great game. Everything's winnable if you just play around your strengths. Look what your draft does.
We'll get to the Hero League report, but I have a similar story in my Hero League report, and Goon knows this one.
Yeah. All right.
Anyways. But yeah, like my main point is like, okay, if you really want to stop blaming that type of, like, if you really want to get better, you really don't want to deal with that, then don't play quick match. Like, if you really think that's the problem, don't play quick match. Go play unranked draft. And actually don't let them counter you, like, or figure out something else, or like, use your brain. I don't know, like, I don't know how to make everyone do the right thing, but you guys know it's not that hard. Like, this game has so many options for you to play. Play quick match if you don't know a hero and you're trying to learn the hero, and then go to unranked draft and try to play the hero or fill in or whatever. Tell them, hey, I'm trying to play this hero.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. I don't know why you expect quick match to be the solution to that, if that's what you really think, What was I going to say here? Oh yeah. So there's slightly more things that we can glean from this. One is that ARAM is more or you already said that, actually, Aurumis, that ARAM is more popular than unranked. I think that goes to show. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When ARAM is available, I'm playing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
ARAM is my quick match. I just want.
Another thing, ARAM is great for learning new heroes.
Yeah,
ARAM is great.
Down.
Yeah,
you're maximizing the amount of instances in which you're fighting, obviously, right? And you're wave clearing, you're fighting, you're seeing what they can take, what they can't take. I don't know. Yeah, it's fun.
I think it's awesome. Like, ARAM is really a good way to learn new heroes and learn the game as well. So
I think it's a better way to learn new heroes than I think quick match is the best way to learn maps. Maybe.
Yeah, it's
not even just maybe to like learn a mechanic of a map. But I think the best way to learn in general, like the safest and I think the most effective way to kind of, if you're actually focusing on learning, is gonna be unranked draft.
100%. Unranked draft is the most. You're going to get the closest to Hero League, right? That you can be. You're going to randomly get thrown with 4 other people, potentially a 4-stack, right? That's fine too. But you're gonna choose in a specific order, etc., etc. And then And then if you wanted to play Team League, you can choose in any order, I guess, if you just wanted to go straight to Team League. Drafting is better than not drafting, like 100%. This game is based around drafting. If you're not used to drafting, you should get used to drafting. That's a skill in itself. So,
yep.
With that said, does anyone else have anything they want to talk about with this? Anything else interesting?
Like I was saying earlier, like, you know, Team League right now, you got a bunch of people that haven't touched Team League in forever, if at all, and they're placing pretty low, you know, just the way Blizzard said. And now they're crushing everybody. And all the people that were at the top at Team League are now that felt, oh, I'm Grandmaster in Team League. Like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I sat here for 6 months farming golds, waiting 500 years for a match to farm golds and bronzes with my other bronze friends that, like, now I'm GM. Now let's get to the point where the bottom is suffering because the best players are climbing up, and then the top is suffering because the best players are climbing up and pushing those people back down. So now you have GM and Team League. GM and Team League? GM and Team League is like a meme. Oh, this guy's GM and Team League. Oh, mega lol. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. And then now you're pushing those players down. You're pushing everybody down. What people may have been gold in Team League when it probably actually should have been bronze. Because I'm playing these games and I'm like, these people just have no idea what this Jim Raynor sat in one lane the whole game, pushing, getting ganked, just kept going top, and like that he was playing AI, or he just thought this is how you play the game. He's in my goal today.
Yep. That's the thing is, like, no matter what you are, if you haven't touched, no matter what you are in Hero League, if you haven't touched Team League in a season or two, you're going to get placed anywhere from silver to platinum, plat 3. And that's the farthest you're going to get. So, like you said, people are going to get pushed out, whatever. I don't care as much about the people at the top getting pushed out, personally. But I do agree that the people at the bottom getting kind of just stomped, that sucks for them. And then us, actually, you know, even, let's say, gold players that are actually gold, they get placed in gold, they have to play with bronze players.
Yeah.
Like, that are equally, you know, way worse. How are they supposed to, like, climb with bronze players?
Like, every once in a while, like, the games feel competitive, but they only feel competitive because, like, the other 3 people on your team have absolutely no idea what's going on, and the other team's like a 5-stack or a 4-stack, and they're kind of like, okay, you know, like they're not bad.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you're like, oh, this is really close. I'm doing what I can. I can only play my Ev so many times, guys.
You can only carry so hard, all right?
But honestly, this is the closest thing to an MMR reset that we're probably ever going to get without actually resetting MMR.
Yeah.
I know people want this. They want duo queue in Hero League. They want MMR reset in Hero League. This is essentially what that is. This is you got a bunch of people that haven't played in a long time. They can't place higher than that unless they played last season or the past few seasons. Yeah, you got people that are placing in Master 1K Team League. Fine. But they're going to fall over time because you got all these guys in the bottom that belong at the top are just crushing and making their way up. You got a bunch now you've got more tryhards now as well, more people that are actually trying hard to win because there is no restriction on how many people can queue up for Team League. So it's not going to be so the people that were at the top before that were like, oh my god, what the heck, these people suck, blah, blah, blah. They're probably going to stop playing the game because they don't feel good anymore. They don't feel like
powerful,
the best. Yeah,
the powerful GM.
I already know people like that that are already doing that.
Yeah,
they're done. Like they're like, oh, I uninstalled this game. I can't handle it anymore. And I saw them playing again anyways today. But it's just like you literally memed your way to GM, and now you're like Team League, and then now you're like struggling.
Yeah, I mean, for the longest time, you know, we need to be real about Team League here. This is just the history of Team League. For the longest time, the #1 GM in Team League was a guy that literally recruited bronzes on his team as the #1 GM so that he could get people in gold when you average out the MMR, and then he would just stomp the golds. And, like, those bronzes could either be real bronzes or they could be people that were his friends that were on Smurfs.
Usually, so from what I saw, the player in question oftentimes just like reach out to like little community groups, which was kind of cool, honestly, just because like he probably did help teach a bunch of other players, but obviously it was for different means. It was for like having that rank 1 achievement rather than just doing it genuinely to help.
Yeah, you're okay, sure, you're teaching people, but at the same time, like, you're just...
Yeah, there's a better way to... There's a better... I wish it was done for the right reason.
Agreed. I mean, you could see that, right? I can see that as being one of the benefits of that. At the same time, that person actively ruined my Team League experiences in the past. Because I was queuing up as Plats back in the day. I was queuing up as Plats, and I got the guy, and we beat him once or twice. But like, it's not fun facing Cho'Gall every game. Like, even if, or like, you know, these meme comps that he would run, that he would actively tell them like what to do. It's just not fun. And
yo, we Ak and I faced some Cho'Galls, and like we just there's no, you just run them down, dude. Like, it's like my teammates will get obliterated by it, but I'm just like killing everybody else in the back line behind the Cho'Gall. We had a Cho'Gall today, and our Cho'Gall did nothing actually. But, yeah,
well, I mean, bad. So like,
but yeah. Or Murkies, that's another one.
I guess my main point is like, okay, yeah, that could still happen now with the Cho'Gall. But before, there weren't as many counters to Cho'Gall, and it was only recently that Cho'Gall got the 16 Unstoppable removed.
Yeah.
So he's actually, like, in my opinion, killable in that kind of setting. Like, it's hard to, anyway, my main point is, like, I can see exactly what you're saying happening, where they could eventually just phase out Hero League and just go, okay, like, that was Hero League. Just like they did with the old ranked system. They could be like, okay, that was Hero League, and now Team League is, like, the thing.
We talked about that. Maybe. We talked about that last week of just having there be one ranked mode.
Yep, and I can see them making Team League the new one ranked mode.
It's just called. It just becomes called Hero League, and then it's just.
Yeah, the new Hero League.
I don't know. Look. I'm just saying. Everyone, you're having growing pain. I got to struggle. I got to climb. I have to grind so many games to get to the point where I want to be, to have like strong competitive games, and it feels good to like win and stuff. But I mean, after winning 12 in a row and only getting one personal rank adjustment per win, like, I don't know. Like,
okay, the final way to
it gets boring. It does get boring.
The final question I want to ask you, Goon, because you weren't here last week when we kind of touched on this a little bit. Aurumis and I were here last week, and wait, no, was it the week before?
No, the week before.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, sorry, 2 weeks ago. We never really got to talk to you about this on the show. What is your feeling of? How do you feel about duo queue? Do you feel like duo queue needs to come back? A lot of people are saying duo queue is the answer to all this stuff that we've been experiencing. What do you feel? How do you feel about
no, because you're gonna get the same shit that you're getting now in Team League. Okay, let's bring duo queue back. Okay, around what parameters? I've got my buddy that, you know, we did duo queue when duo queue was still a thing. We both placed. Right now he's gold and now I'm diamond, as an example. Just throwing that out there. Or I'm master and he's silver, whatever. You're still not gonna be able to play with him and carry him back up. Now you got a bunch of other people that are doing the same thing, duo queuing, that are gonna take their we need to win this game. We need to win this game. They're going to pick your Vala Ariel, your Vala Task. They're going to pick your Tracer Task. And then you got a bunch of people that feel like they want to carry in their duo queue stack. And then you're going to have one guy, one odd man out, who's going to be forced to like heal or tank or something he doesn't want to do. Right?
And there's no flexibility because these guys are literally like authoritarians.
Yeah.
They auto pick. They just straight away click, pick, just first pick.
Yeah. I mean, now if it was duo queue, like it randomized in what order you picked, like your buddy might be first, you're gonna be last, and then like, you know, the other two guys, well, maybe. Like I'd be curious to see how that works. But I think is it very important for any game to have a mode where you queue up as an individual to test your mettle against other individuals in this game, and then work together to win. Like I think it's very important, and it's it's a team game. It's a team game. Yeah, well, so is everything else. Like, but you still solo queue. Like, you still solo queue in League. You still solo queue in Overwatch. I mean, there's solo queue. Okay, StarCraft could arguably be a team game, but it's, you know, you queue solo. I don't know. Like you go play your Fortnite or whatever. You queue solo. You can queue as squads. There's an aspect of just one-on-one that like there's something that it's fulfilling for a lot of people to be like, I did this, you know, I climbed, I did this grind, I didn't have to rely on anybody else but myself and my mentality to get to where I am today. And if you do it yeah, you could solo queue in Team League, but then you get matched against a 5-stack or a 3-2, or actually this happened where there was only a duo in team. There was one duo on the team, and then the other 3 were solo queues. And then my team had 5 people. So, like,
is that really a test of your individual strength at that point, or
it's just I found a match fast enough, and now I get a little border that says I'm a certain rank. Like, I don't know. Like, okay, cool. You want to that? It's fine in its own right, but if you want to have the ultimate competitive mode, I think solo queue has to be there and viable, and the only way.
I think the thing is, look at Overwatch, right? There's one competitive mode. You can queue up, but if you queue up, you're going to match against teams of people queued up similarly, right? And then you can also solo queue, and you'll match against solo queue. Problem is with HOTS, player base is too small. You simply can't appease everybody. There has to be a group that's unhappy until the game becomes a better player base, right? If you try to say, okay, like, every suggestion we've had just raises queue times, essentially. Like, okay, let's just have any amount of queue available and do one rank mode, right? If you do that, all it's going to come down to is people saying, okay, I queued up as a solo and happened right away, or I queued up as a duo, but there wasn't many duos queuing up, so I couldn't find a game, right? And I think that's the weird thing. And then you also have to have the parameters in there, like, okay, if you're a solo, do you want to match up with a potential 4 stacks, like, or do you want to just have only solos in your game? Like, they'd have to make it into one rank mode, but have like a lot of set parameters and like option choosing, essentially, of like, you're a solo that wants to queue up with a 4 stack, or you're a solo that wants to queue just with solos, like things like that.
Yeah. Anyways, but
all right, that's a good point to end this on. We've had a pretty long discussion on this whole thing. I want to move into the Hero League report.
Get good or get wrecked.
All right. So, I made it pretty clear. It was either last time or the time before. I'm going hard on Hero League, and this is my season. I'm doing it. I don't care what happens after my placements. I lost my insanity, and I think Aurumis, or last time I think we were all here, and you guys heard me go insane. Yeah. 'Cause that was right after I had placed, and I had lost like 6 in a row, 7 in a row, something like that. Some insane amount of games I lost. And I lost all my progress. I went from Plat 1 to Plat 3. I placed in Plat 3 this season. Well, before I get into that, I want to actually hear your guys' reports, because I know that you guys have both been doing a sort of different things. I know, Aurumis, have you had much chance to play Hero League with the coaching stuff going on?
Yeah, not really too much this week. I've gotten a few games in. I've actually been playing a lot of Tank League.
A lot of tanks?
A lot of tanks lately.
Oh, that's cool.
I've pretty much been almost only tank, really. Like a lot of ETC, a lot of Muradin. I found, honestly, because the meta's been so squishy, that I'm going to get laughed at for it. Taking ETC and just going W at 4 and 7, I've solo killed Valas and Li Mings all day with W build ETC. Like, these Hero League monkeys, these Hero League monkeys can't handle it.
Pinball Wizard. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, no, they can't handle it. I've power split into a Vala for 600 damage so many times and watched her get half health. Feels great.
Aurumis and I had a conversation the other day about Hero League and like wacky meta and kind of just going back to the roots and seeing, you know, where those heroes lie. For Aurumis, Muradin and ETC, Muradin has been fairly prominent recently. ETC, it's kind of fallen off, and ETC was like the hot back in the day, right? Like ETC, you banned him, you took him.
He was #1 pick.
Yeah, and like you know, he did everything too good. Now he's like worthless almost, or it seems that way, right?
Felt that
very easily punishable.
And he's having success with these guys. And then I was like, you know, let me get away from the white main. Let me get away from New Brightwing, and let me get away from Deckard. let's play some Rhaegar, man. Let's just play some Rhaegar.
The old school heroes, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, this guy feels good. You got some bite, you got some wave clear, you got cleanse, you got it's just a solid hero. And then you realize that there's so many heroes in this game that are like that have been coming out that are like so good at like doing something, and that something they're like, oh, it's good all the time, but it's good all the time because everyone's kind of gravitating towards this playstyle right now. But going back to a hero like Rhaegar or ETC, you're just like, man, fundamentals. This just feels good, you know, like. But yes,
gotta build that foundation.
Yeah. But yeah, we had a conversation about that the other day. It was actually kind of cool. But that's when we like ran into Kyle K and stuff. But for me, Hero League, during the day, like I don't know what it is, but my queue times, like it'll be minimum like or estimated wait time 680 seconds, and then like I'm going into like 800, 900 seconds, still haven't found a game. And this is during like, you know, whenever I can play during the day when I'm not in scrims with No Tomorrow. So I've been doing more Team League because the games are fast. I get queued up faster, and I get to play, you know, with Akaface or whoever, and kind of just get some practice in and make plays together and just work on my mechanics. So that's where I'm at. Hero League, I want to play more. I do want to play more. I have been playing. It's just queue times, man. They're killing me right now. I don't know what it is with me, and I have it on best. It's not like I'm searching west only or central only. I have it on best, and it just takes forever. And I just want to play. At the beginning of the season, when I was playing Hero League, I told myself I want to fall in love with this game like again. I want to sit here. I just want to go all in like I used to back in the day and just go hard. And I was going through a rough spot, like I said last week, and I'm feeling the game again. I'm feeling good about it, and I want to keep playing. And I do want to like. It's fun to play. I'm the kind of guy like I like to play with friends. I've learned playing with friends, and I've enjoyed it. However, I like to just sit down by myself, just me, queue up, and just be in my mind, be in my thoughts, and kind of just
like, what can I do better here? How can I support my teammates? And
yeah, that is just something that I really enjoy doing. So if to anybody out there that send me an invite and I decline it, or I say I don't feel like playing with you, sorry. It's just I enjoy solo queue a lot. I do. It reminds me of the old StarCraft days when you kind of just play the ladder and you screw up, you open up that replay, you see what they did, you see what you messed up, and then you queue up and do it again. I want that. I'm enjoying that. So
heck yeah. So back to myself, I kind of debated everyone there. Sorry, I wanted to get to you guys first because I know you. I've been probably the most grindy this last week than you guys.
Yeah, which is weird because you weren't grinding jack last season.
I wanted to.
Now you're woke. You're woke now.
I'm woke right now. Yeah, so I got off to a really bad start, like I was saying, and then I just said, you know what? I have nothing to lose. It's whatever. I'm just playing right now. I just want to go in. I want to play. That's it, and I want to focus. And I decided I'm just going to play, and I'm going to stream it. I'm just going to play. And no matter what happens, no one will see my face because I turn off the cam. No one will hear what I'm saying. I can cuss to myself. I can be like, you know, PogChamp, because like if someone makes a play, or like, yeah, I don't have to worry, because sometimes I feel like something that's been holding me back from playing Hero League is like I want people to see me play, but I don't want people to see me. Because it can be slightly embarrassing if I feed or whatever, you know, depending on how I feed. And so it's like, I don't want people to necessarily judge me or whatever. And at this point, because I got pulled back so hard, I was just like, whatever. Just whatever. I'm going to play. I'm going to turn off my cam. I'm going to turn off my mic. Do exactly what you said, Goon. I'm going to get in the zone and just do it. And if I feed, if we lose, we lose. If I feed, I feed. I will learn. I will learn from this. This will make me better. I have no one to blame but myself, because I'm focusing on myself actively. And
you have to take extreme ownership.
Yep.
Of everything you do.
So things have been actually going insanely well for me, Mike. I've actually fallen in love with Hero League in a whole new way, just grinding it. I spent the first Saturday after placements, I played 4 hours of Hero League, and I won, I want to say 7 games, and I lost 1. Then I came back and I played. I tried to play the next day, but the queue, like you were saying, the queue was insane. I was in a queue for like 1,800 seconds or something crazy, and I was like, I am not playing that game. Whatever game I'm about to play, I'm not playing that game. So I exited the queue, whatever. Came back. I don't remember when, but I came back again soon after. Played 3 more games, I think. Won those 3 games. So now I'm at like a 10-1. I'm at 10-1. I went from Plat 3 all the way to top of Plat 2 in like 10 games. And that would not have happened if I didn't just buckle down and play the game.
Yeah.
People get so, including myself, I get so caught up in my head. I think too much. Oh my God, I'm got to click this button. People might think I'm bad or whatever.
Fucking be bad.
Be bad.
Be bad.
As long as you're learning while you're bad and you make those mistakes, you're gonna be fine. I go and I play the game. I've come out of every single game going, I could have done this better. I could have done this better.
There are people out there that will say like, oh, my teammates are clueless. They don't understand this. Da 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 da. I'm over here like, I have to soak and blah blah blah. Silver sucks. I should be in plat. And it's just like, okay, maybe when you first placed, you were silver. Maybe you were bronze and you got lucky with your placement. Now you're silver, right? Use the knowledge that you do have now to exploit your opponent's weakness, to maximize your strengths, to do what needs to be done to win the game. The games are crazy. Yes, they're ridiculous. Yes, you're not going to rotate as 4 on Tomb of the Spider Queen ever. Hardly. Just do what you can to win. And like yes, you're stuck in a bunch of unoptimal scenarios, but in those unoptimal scenarios, you can try to figure out a little trick here and there, and then you start noticing trends. You can exploit these trends. Hey, the enemy team, more often than not, is just as bad as you, or as your team. And there's like 1 or 2 people over there that are trying hard.
Everyone's just as scared as you. Everyone's just as bad as you. Everyone is going to make the same mistakes that you will make, potentially worse. And if you take advantage of them, you will be better off. You could even win the game because of it. So going back to the whole maximize your strengths and all that you were saying, and going back to earlier when Aurumis was talking about his solo tank Maiev comp, I had a comp with those last 3 games. That last game of my whole 3 games was literally 4 mages and me as a Phoenix on Brax's holdout. Ooh. We had a 4 mage. We had Jaina, Kael'thas, Gul'dan, and Mephisto bottom lane against a try-hard meta comp, and Muradin would jump in. Muradin would jump in, get exploded. He would jump in, get exploded, and everyone else would run away because they didn't want to die. And meanwhile, I'm top. I'm destroying this Malthael at first. I'm destroying this Malthael. They're smart, right? They're smart. They picked up on the fact that I was destroying Malthael and put Raynor top lane against me. Ooh. Which is even worse because now you have a Malthael bottom lane doing Jack knows all, right? Like he's not doing anything against 4 mages.
Yeah.
And I'm top lane just having this like the shootout with Jimmy, just like the pep dodging the peps. Just like So like it was a really good game. Like I had a hard solo lane. Like Phoenix against Jimmy is actually a losing lane as Phoenix. You actually lose because he slows you and then he follows you and kills you.
Yeah, that's what makes him so strong, dude.
Yeah. So it's really hard, even with the phase cannon or the circular one, the longer range shot, whatever that's called. That one is that will not even kite him. So it was a big battle. My Gul'dan made rotations top and killed Jimmy with me. Like we won that game, and it's because the only reason why we won that game, none of us got tilted to the point where we threw the game. We played the game. You go into every single game, you play the game. And that brings us to our next segment.
My mind is clear.
Gaining insight. Play the game, everyone. Like we didn't even have to have this segment. I could have just ended the show without talking about this. But I want you guys, when you go into a game, I don't care what game it is. It's a quick match. It's an unranked draft that you got matched with the 4-stack because you solo queued and you have no control over what's happening and it feels bad. The draft feels bad and you have to play a role that you don't want to play. You've gotten to a Hero League game. People are toxic. You get into a team league game. Your team first picks Cho'Gall, and you're very upset about it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want you to even hear it. I want you to play the game. I want you to take advantage of whatever strengths you have in that game, and I want you to do your best to win that game. Some of you may tell me, oh, but Soken, I already do my best every game. No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You mess up. You mess up way. You mess up way more than you even know you mess up, because you're upset. You're tilted. For some reason, you're not there, and I want you to reel it in. I want you to play, and I want you to reel it in mentally.
Hell yeah, let's go.
And just play the game. Like, that is seriously how I've come to enjoy the game so much in the last week, and I want everyone else here to do the same. So, does anyone else have any insight they want to partake on?
Play the game. Control yourself.
We've been saying similar things for months.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you're saying that, because that's an awesome mentality, and I want everybody to be like that. I tell it to my students all the time when we're playing, because sometimes we'll play a 3-hour lesson. You got like 10 games in a row, and you lose 6 of them, right? Especially when you're learning new things, and I'm like, try this. You just don't get it, and you're paying to lose essentially. And then eventually it clicks and it hits, and you're like, I just won 8 in a row when you left, and I'm like, exactly.
100%, man. And I did not. I seriously, I've never experienced a winning streak in Hero League before, and now I understand what it takes to get that winning streak. Like, winning streaks don't just come to just magic. Winning streaks aren't just handed to you. All right, you're not. Sometimes you're gonna win just because, like, if the other team's trolling or whatever. Yeah, sure, you're gonna win that game, but you're not gonna win the next 4 necessarily. Like, when I dialed it in and I focused and I had a monster and I was just like, yo, I am going to just auto attack. I'm just going to stutter step out of my mind. I'm just going to focus. I went on a whole different level. Like, I've never experienced that before.
Yeah, I know exactly, bro. Why do you think I've been trying to get you to play Hero League?
I know, and
so long.
Now I'm preaching it, and I don't care how much I lose. I honestly don't care how much I lose, how tilted I get. I will continue to queue up, and I will continue to play. I'm going to grind this season to the ground.
Do it.
Glad to hear that.
And then when you come out at, like, after a session, it could be an hour, 2 games. Whatever the session is for you, an hour, 2 hours, all day. And you come out of it, and you win in with the purpose of, I'm going to play and play hard and be the best that I can be, and, like, learn from my mistakes or whatever. And you come out like meaningful play. Not just playing to play to queue up, and then you kind of just going through the motions. You don't know, and then and then, once you hit that point where you're just going through the motions, you're queuing up just to play or whatever. That's when you see that rank kind of stop moving. It starts to go up, it starts to go down, and it never stays, because it's just wild, right? If you're playing meaningfully, focusing on yourself and playing and trying to help your team win, also, right? But, like, being the best that you can be. When you come out of those sessions, dude, and you kind of just, like, it feels like you're taking a breath for the first time. Like, you come out, you're like, man, that was fun today.
Like, I did that. I did all that today. Like, I never thought I could make that play that I made today. You know, sure, we lost the game, whatever, but I actually learned like, I have it within myself to do more, and now I know I can do more. That is a good feeling. And one of the things that helped me get there, I just want to throw this out there real quick, is, like, things are never going to be ideal in any game you play, and you literally are tasked to make up for it. I've had solo laners that don't go to the solo lane. Okay, well, I happen to be a ranged hero. Fine, I'm gonna go to solo lane, and I'm gonna dominate that solo lane as a ranged hero. Sometimes I'll do that on purpose, but, like, still, like, those things happen, and you need to be prepared to make up for it and do your best, and that's pretty much it. And you'll find that even if you lose that game, you go, I did what I had to do to win that game, and it just didn't work out. Like, you have to lose enough to just realize these things, seriously. And it's you're gonna go through some pain losing, but, like, when you come out of the wins, you see why you did it. So,
you know, I look at it like life, right? Life is not ideal. It's not perfect. You're never gonna queue up with the best teammates, right? You're not gonna spawn. You're not gonna be the role you want to be. You keep going, and you make the best of it, and you try to just push forward and be the best. Same thing with Hero League, man. Like, I know it's Hero League, it's a game, whatever, but, like, it's the same thing. Unoptimal circumstances. People want this system to be like a perfect life, to escape the hardships of life. You know what? Nope. You face your challenges head on and you keep going. You're not escaping life here. This is life. HOTS is life, baby.
Yeah.
And that's HOTS what it is.
Life.
HOTS is life.
Hell yeah. That's why we're all here giving you this speech, because we love HOTS. We love you. We want you to be better. We want you to make this game better. So get out there, play your Hero League games, play your Team League games, play ranked, and make it a better place to be. All right? Don't just go through the motions like Goon was talking about. Make it a better place. Do your best and have some fun.
Yeah. Takes everybody. Takes everybody.
With that said, we're gonna do a little quick sign off stuff here. All right. So thank you all for listening to the Nexus Trolls, a Heroes of the Storm podcast, which we cast and stream live to our Twitch channel, www.twitch.tv/trollsgg, every week, Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Aurumis, what is the best place to find you if people want to get a hold of you?
Best place to find me, you go on Twitter at GG_Aurumis. If you just want to contact me, feel free to DM me at any time. You can reach out to me on Discord. I'm in the Trolls Discord, also Aurumis GG on Discord. If you're looking for coaching,
I got you.
Reach out to me on Gamer Sensei. Soken just put the link in the chat. I was just about to do that myself. I do individual and team coaching. Feel free to reach out anytime. If you have any questions about how coaching goes, you just want something answered in general, I'm always available for free tips and hints. Message me anytime.
Aurumis does a lot for the community. He does things when he's not even asked to do them, and he doesn't get paid for them. So Aurumis is a really great guy. Hit him up if you need anything.
Please do.
Goon, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at GOONHOTS, GOONHOTS. I'm pretty soon that's going to change to Goon Diablo 4.
Just as we give the passionate speech about how much we love HOTS. Goon D4.
No, Goon Diablo 4.
Goon Diablo 4.
I'm just kidding. No, GOONHOTS. Also on Twitch at GOONHOTS. You can catch all my VODs there from Hero League, Team League stuff. I turn on the stream when I can, when I have the time, when we're not in scrims. And just lately we just been putting on some music and just fucking jamming, bro. Just jamming. I don't even care if people are like, oh, the music's too loud, we can't hear you talk. I don't care,
dude.
I am creating an atmosphere for myself where I can just play and have a good time. If you don't like my music, sorry, you don't know what music is.
I had it on at work today, and I was just coding like a madman today at work. I was like, da, da, da. It was so good.
But anyways, more streams will be coming soon. Will be coming starting next week. My No Tomorrow HGC team will be in the Crucible this weekend. On Saturday, we do face Psystorm. That's happening. Simplicity faces Scythe, I think, on Sunday. Is it Friday or Sunday?
Yeah, it's 6th and 7th. 6th and 7th is the Crucible.
So, hey, go out there, cheer on the teams that you want to see succeed. Hopefully, No Tomorrow's one of those teams for you guys. Excited for the following season, whatever happens. Not sure what's going to happen, but I'll stay around as long as people will have me, right? But yeah, more streams to come during the off season. Hero League, Team League, night streams, all that stuff on the weekends, especially the night streams. But yeah, is there anything else that I'm missing? I don't think so. I do want to quickly plug a Discord channel that we have. It's for pickup groups for anyone in the Trolls, Gang Push Squad, Nexus Commentaries, Bush League, any of those communities. You can join in. The Discord bot has its own MMR system, or like ELO matchmaking system. You get points for winning, you get points for losing. It balances the teams out in that manner, and it's just fun. It's just it's just a way to get everybody. A way to get everybody in and playing the game together. You know, we'll be looking at doing those over the weekend evenings, nights, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But yeah, more to come. Bush League playoffs again next week, right? Soken and I will be casting along with Cap Peach and Bahamut as well on one of those days. So yeah, stay tuned.
Good point. Bush League coming up. bushleague.trolls.gg in case anyone's interested. And me, Soken, Soken. You can find me on Twitter, SOKENGLHF, and you can find me on Twitch, Soken Gaming. And I try to stream my Hero League games because, like I said, I just mentally am beyond caring about the results anymore. I just try my best. Feel free to watch the insanity that ensues. And hit me up on Twitter, like I said, Soken GLHF, with your finest memes or whatever it is, any questions you have, want to throw at me. If you enjoyed the show, you can support us in a variety of ways here on Twitch. You can support us with a Tier 1 subscription or through your Amazon Twitch Prime subscription. You can subscribe to our show on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or wherever you find your podcasts online, and also throw us a little nice review, if you enjoy the content. And Patreon, like I was saying earlier, if you really, really, truly, the most meaningful way to support us is through Patreon, patreon.com/trollsgg. Speaking of Patreon, huge thanks and shout outs to our chieftains, Preston and Eric F., and our war chiefs, Super Dave, Steel Condor, Fringe Average, the homie, and the infamous Soken's mom, who I still don't know who you are, but thank you for the support. It's not my real mom. It's not my real mom. It's not my real
Soken's mom. I still owe you coaching. Reach out to me. I'll teach you things.
Soken's mom, not real Soken's mom. If you're there,
is that a mom? Is that a mama joke, or was that a?
Me? No. No.
I know. I'm just.
It could have been. It could have been.
All right, and then visit our website at trolls.gg/TheNexusTrolls to watch this and past shows, along with past video streams, which can be found on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/trollsgg. I'm pretty sure /trollsgg will just take you there, but I'm not fully sure. For announcements about the show and general Heroes news, follow us on Twitter at TheNexusTrolls. If you want to hang out with us in the Trolls community in-game, type /join /trollsgg in-game, or you can join our Discord, trolls.gg/discord. Discord will shoot you an invite for our Discord, where you can also find us there and at any one of us for questions or anything. And finally, the best way to get a hold of us, especially for any business-related things or anything, TheNexusTrolls at trolls.gg. Email us there for anything that you want to discuss. And that's pretty much it. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming and hanging out with us today. To everyone listening, and I hope you guys have fun out there in the Nexus. Bye, everyone.
Peace.
Catch you later.